commercials with my mother and my father and my other brother who used to be my manager, who knew the fear that I had with the brother that was up on stage, right? We never talked about my mother being there.
She never told you that.
You know how
Listen, I'm going to play the video for you guys in a second or two, but I want to answer this question. Why Monique doesn't forgive Oprah Winfrey after all these years? And the truth of the matter is, the reason why she doesn't forgive her is because Oprah Winfrey used her family, especially her mother, for TV ratings and a show. And it's crazy because the story that Monique actually goes on to tell is that Oprah Winfrey actually reached out to her, had a conversation with her, let her know that actually, listen, hey, I've got your brother. I don't know if you want to be part of the show. Which to Monique said, no, I don't really want to be, but you know what? Go ahead. He might have changed, etc., etc. But when it came to the actual, her mother and father being on the show, she was never told. That's where the betrayal is. That's where Oprah Winfrey has gone behind Monique's back. That's where Oprah Winfrey has shown her hand. That's where Oprah Winfrey has shown her that they are not really friends. So whilst Monique thought that Oprah Winfrey was cool because she rang her up and said, hey, I got your brother. Do you want to be part of the show? And she said, no, cool. And Monique goes and say, I didn't expect her to do that. She didn't have to do that, but I respect her for doing that. And then at that same time, for then Oprah Winfrey to then turn around without telling her, bring her mother and father on, then obviously her other brother who was her manager, and then have a discussion about Monique's actual trauma, sexual violence that she'd gone through and stuff like that, and abuse at the hand of that as well, is like a slap in the face. And not just is it a slap in the face, actually, it's something that happens when people are more focused on the TV ratings. I remember some time back, if you remember, a couple of years ago, I did Ready to Love Miami, and I was trying to get Kayla and Mike on at the same time. And it's because I was trying to create a good show, but I forgot that my principle and my integrity are first and foremost what make the great show. And so when you exit your integrity and you exit your reputation and your status and your ethos and way of working and you forget that, you can end up doing actions that are contrary to what your actual brand is and contrary to what your actual values are as an individual person. And so what we saw with Oprah and what we saw with Monique is this betrayal, because you've gone behind my back to bring my family in. And not only has they brought in the family, she's now had to defend her mother a little bit later on. And I'll play it for you so you can actually hear what
having to defend something. And I got that often with them telling me what my mother wasn't, because you did not tell me. Had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mama, I'd have said, shut that shit down. I don't need nobody seeing my mama be greedy. I don't need the world seeing.
And that's the key point, right? It's communication, right? The communication wasn't there. She hadn't communicated that, that her mother was going to be part of the show. And therefore, by not doing that, what she's done is shown her that she's not a friend. That's not her, that's not somebody who's got your back. And not only that, it actually opened her up to attack from other people, because people are like, your mother ain't doo-doo. Now, of course, Monique makes a joke. Her mother isn't doo-doo. But the reality of the situation is, she doesn't want everyone else to know that, because that means now she's got to answer for that. And now she feels like she has to defend her mother. So it's put her in a very difficult predicament and a very difficult situation. And I totally get it. I understand where Monique is coming from. And what has happened is Oprah Winfrey has done her dirty by doing this. And this really should be actually an apology from Oprah Winfrey for using her for ratings.
Shut it down. Now there's a white woman named Barbara Walters. Mm-hmm. They called her first. And she said, Monique, I told your family, I can't do that to you.
So it seems like also as well that in this situation, it was the family reaching out to also Oprah and probably this white woman, Barbara Walters. But Barbara Walters decided that she wasn't going to do it. And listen, and it's a hard decision to make, because I'll be honest with you, doing this YouTube for a while, people, family members did reach out to you a couple of times as well and let you know as well that they want to come and talk or whatever. So it happens quite a bit. It's not abnormal and it's not new. It's something that happens. So I totally get it. It is a regular occurrence, and people are trying to make a fast buck and a fast coin as well, and will literally throw anybody and anything underneath the bus. So it sounds like the family were trying to reach out to Oprah, and she decided to do it, which I totally understand. But the problem is that Oprah had already contacted Monique and said, you know, your brother's da 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 da, and then had a conversation. Had Oprah never said anything, then I guess there would be no expectation from Monique towards Oprah in that sense, and then she can't betray anything.
I wouldn't do that to you. You just won that award. Like,
Yeah.
why would I do that?
Yeah, I mean, you're here. Why would I bring something that I know that you don't want to talk about? You lived it. Why do I need to replay it?
And so, unfortunately, this is the situation here. You know, it's unfortunate in this scenario that it's come up in this particular way. You know, I totally understand where Monique is coming from with the beef with Oprah Winfrey. You know, if someone is got your best interests at heart, is this an action they would take? Would they just take on your family, knowing they're talking about some things that that necessarily doesn't involve them, but involves them, but actually in the end actually affects Monique more than anything? I would be a little bit suspicious too. So I get why she is frustrated and angry with Oprah Winfrey. It is a betrayal. It is her going behind her back, and it is, you know, a disrespect on Oprah Winfrey's side of things. So I'm gonna leave it there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you disagree, let me know, or agree, or what your thoughts are around